to replant, where I've been neglecting it for so long because I've been doing like main channel videos. And basically what I got to try and plant is some veg, some fruit, and some household plants as well. So first off, I'm going to replant these little bad boys into one of these pots here, and then I leave them in my greenhouse. I've got these growing in my beds, but I would like to have some of these in my greenhouse because there tends to be less slugs and stuff there to eat them. So we've got 7 of these, I think. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, we've got 6. They're slightly different. You can see I don't really know what I've planted, to be honest with you. It's just a mixture of all sorts of stuff. Alright, so let's get rid of this bad boy. Alright, some compost in. So it's fine, I've got plenty of bags. Oh no. There you go. There. To be fair, that's probably alright. Okay, like that. That's probably alright. Depth wise. So what we'll do, like I said, I'm sure they've got to be like lettuce or something. I've completely forgot what I've started to grow. So let's make a couple of holes. Probably could put 3 in here. 3 should be enough. Right, let's give these holes a bit of a soak. Just so it's nice and wet before the plant gets in there. Alright, so let's pop this bad boy open. Not massive amount of roots growing on this one, but you can tell it needs changing because it's starting to get a bit big for the pot. Let's put our bad boy in. There you go, that's better. Alright, we're going to reuse these later. Right, more of these bad boys. That's probably better. There's a lot more roots in that one. Then the last one, probably this one here. That. Get down a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So we've got our 3 planted in there. What I might do is add a little layer of mulch on top, just to give it a bit more protection from the sun. This will be going in my little greenhouse, so it does dry off a lot quicker in there because it does get a lot warmer. Right. Got me straw. Now this straw is the good stuff. I love using straw for my mulch because I don't know why, it just tends to be a lot easier to use than trying to source wood chippings and or just using dry leaves and stuff. Like that. give it a bit of a soak now. Yeah, boy. There we go. That's the first lot done. Right, let's move this out of the way. Right. Now, let's get another bag of compost going. So, where's the next one? There it is. Alright, do the same thing with this one. I'm going to fill it up again, but this time I think we're going to have a random one. So I think this is a completely different plant altogether. I don't think it's the same as the 3 I planted in before. I've only got 2 of these now, so I'm going to plant in 3 of them instead. Yeah. Probably in the bag. Yeah, on the right hand side. Nice. Nice. Bit of spillage. Alright, same again. Just put 3 of our pots in. I have got 4. I am going to plant one of my meds because one of them has unfortunately died. So that's perfect for us. So let's make a hole. Get a bit of water. So. Yeah. Tuck this bad boy in. Right. Number 1. Yeah. Right. That's the last one in. Come on. There you go. Hey, look at that. There's a lot more roots on these plants. Alright, so dump this bad boy in. There we go. Lovely. Right, bit of mulch. Got a bit of mulch on there. Bit of the old mulchy. Don't need a lot, just enough just to cover the base of the plants. Because this. You would not believe how much this actually helps stop the water from drying up. And then just give it a bit of a soak. There we go. That's 2 of those bad boys done. Nice. Right, so next we're going to be reusing these pots, these little ones, to plant some more of these. I think they're lettuce or something. I just can't remember what they are. Definitely not weeds. But if I can get it out of here. I'll show you. It is unfortunately a couple all in the same plant where they've accidentally got into the soil, where I might have dropped too many seeds off at the same time. So I'm going to try and split them and try and fit them into the little pots instead. I think, by the looks of it, there's four plants in one. Still compost. That. Alright, let's give these pots a little bit of moisture. There we go. Also, who else has been suffering with lack of rain this year? It's been absolutely terrible for the rain. Got none at all. Alright. So, let's carefully split these apart. Managed to get one of them off. Just get one. Split this one open. There we go. That's one. One of them done. And hopefully now that should grow a bit bigger. Let's have a look at these ones then. These ones are a bit more trickier, just due to how... It does. Just to how small they are. It's going to be very tricky. Right, that's two. See it. Got a nice bit of roots to go with it. Should go straight into that little hole. There it goes. That's two. Two more to go. Right, managed to get both of them off quite successfully. Right, let's plant these bad boys in. Right, that's those four done. Sweet success, man. Yeah, boy. So that's all them planted. Got some spare soil in here now, which I'm going to be using for another pot. I'm going to be saving this one for the outside garden bed in a minute. Next, I've got it looks like I have got 2 tomatoes. 1 pepper is actually grown. I'm actually very happy about that. Usually I struggle with growing peppers, but this one's actually starting to grow. And what else we got? I'm actually going to leave them because I think they're still quite too small to relocate yet. See if I can see any roots at the bottom. Yeah, no roots at the bottom of the holes. So I think this is too soon to replant. So I'm just going to put them back to where they were and hope that they actually get a little bit bigger. Right, so next, what I'm going to do is this thing here is actually an apple tree which is over 2 years old. You won't think it because of how small it is, but this is over 2 years old. Actually, no, sorry, it's almost 3 years old. No, it is. It's over 3 years old, this bad boy. It is tiny and it's had a really, really bad life. Keeps getting infected with white fungus, massive cold snap, a delay on the dormancy. He wouldn't go into dormancy, and then it was really late last year to come out of dormancy. So it's good to see that it's actually starting to grow, but I'm going to replant it because I don't think it's doing very well. It has grown a lot of roots, but I don't think it's grown very, very well at all in this pot. So I'm going to put it in some new soil, some more nutrients, and hopefully it should take a bit better. So that should sit. Yes, don't need much soil in here. That should sit in quite nicely. To be fair, let's have a look. So if we give this a nice bit of water. And if I was to slightly try and break the bottom of it to create the roots, start the roots to go a little bit loose like this, so they're not all caked up. So that should help it and start growing a little bit better. I don't want to cause it a massive shock. I'll just fill the edges out with some more compost. Like that. Now that is a lot better. Now hopefully the root system should go a lot bigger in this one and a lot more stronger. Give it a nice big soak. And that is another little apple tree ready to rock and roll. There we go. Now, I've got this plant here that I tried saving from the garden. It's supposed to have loads of different pretty flowers on it, but since we've had it in the garden, we have struggled like mad to even get this to even grow at all. Keeps getting eaten by slugs, dying of frost, all sorts. It's just not growing at all. And also as well, the roots don't seem to be doing very well because it's just broke up so easy like this. And there's not really much root growth at all. Not at all. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But I do see a slug. So let's have a look in here, see if we can see anything obvious. Nothing too obvious in there, no grubs. A couple of worms in there, nothing too drastic which will cause it to have really bad root problems. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to then swap this plant out and put it in one of these, well, self-watering plant pots. Even though they're self-watering plant pots, I don't use them for self-watering plants because I tend to find that it causes root rot. What I tend to use these for is basically checking if the roots are growing strong. Because at the bottom, if you can see it, it's just loads and loads of holes. So I can take the bottom cap off and be able to see if actually roots are going down. And if I can see roots going down, then I know it's starting to grow quite healthy. But just have a look at this a minute, and this is absolutely just falling apart. There's not one good bit of roots. Christ. This doesn't look good at all. Not at all. It just doesn't seem like this thing has actually caught on or tried to even do any growing. Right, so let's put it in some new soil. Right, so a little bit higher than that. Right, soil. Bloody stone in there. Doris, good girl. Sorry about that, Doris. Leave it, Doris. Right, let's add a bit of water in there. Right, so I think the roots are broken up quite a bit on this to be able to just put it straight in. So, yeah, because this thing here should be a massive bush. It just hasn't grown at all. Like, not even like a little bit. It's very, very badly struggled to try and grow. So, just trying to fill in the sides. Better. Let's fill in the back end a bit. Go. That's much better now. So, hopefully now that will start to bush right out. So I need to try and get it strong and big before the winter comes. So we still have got a couple months before that actually happens. But I need to try and get that a much bigger. And I don't think it'll start flowering because I think it's too small for that. But I'm just trying to get it bigger, stronger, so I'm able to plant it in the back of the garden. And then come next year, hopefully be a nice big bush with a lot of beautiful flowers. I don't even know what colour the flowers are. It just doesn't seem to want to grow. So right, let's put that bad boy there. Right. I don't really want this soil because this is the bad soil from that pot. So what I'll do is just pump it in there for now. It's just the soil. Like that. Right, next what I'm going to try and replant is, this is a nice little apple tree that I've got going on here. This little apple tree, I started it last year and it's grown quite nice. Haven't had no white fungus or any problems with this one so far. So what I'm going to do is replant it, because it's probably outgrown this little pot. Let's have a look. Because it's so dry in the UK, I can actually do this. Yeah, look at this. So, the mulch. You can see the roots right at the bottom. There's a lot of them. So that tells me this definitely needed to be replanted. They do look a lot dry. They do look really, really dry. So let's replant this bad boy. Bruno. Wait. Come on. Wait, no. Right, is that enough? Yes, that's probably enough. Right, we'll try and break the bottom up a little bit, because they've all curled a lot into like little circles. Right, let's try and uncurl them a little bit. There we go. That's better. Right. Oh, crap. I forgot to give it a bit of water, actually. Just to make it a bit more moist at the bottom. There we go. Hello, Dora. Good girl. There we go. Oh, nice. Bruno. There we go. That's a lot better now. Nice little water. And that's it. Nice. Right, spot on. So that's a lot of stuff replanted. I have actually got 2 more little apple trees over here that I've grown. And these are actually from wild apple tree seeds. They will need to be replanted into bigger pots. I can actually replant it in this one actually. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to replant this one into here. This one's still a little bit small, so I'm going to continue to let that one grow. And you can see at the bottom of here, the roots. So this one is basically asking to be replanted, and it's starting to get quite tall as well. So like that. There we go. It has got some root growth at the bottom. It has got some algae as well. I have done a video on why you shouldn't use plastic pots, but the reason I used it is because I didn't have any pots available at the time. So I had to use it to try and get this one to grow. Because I said it was a wild seed, so I was more excited to try and get it to grow. So let's split this up a little bit. Some of this over here. Like that. Probably a little bit more. Here we go. Spot on. Right, give that a nice water. And that little apple tree now planted. And I think that is all the replanting done. Trying to get all the spare compost done. So now all I got to do is replant some of these, because I have got a tomato plant here that I will need to replant. And think about it, I might have to do that now. Yes, I have got a spare pot here. It's because this tomato plant is grown quite big, but it's got a nice little friend next to it. So I'm going to have to try and split them apart to try and save them. Otherwise, I'm going to have a problem. Stop it, Bruno. Alright, see if I can... Just look at the root growth on that bastard, on that bad boy. Very, very good. So, let's try and split, try and save this little one on the side. There we go. Right, so I managed to save that little one. So I can replant it now, and hopefully that one should now grow into a nice big plant. There we go. Got a nice bit of water. Tidy. That's all them done. Now, I have got my tomato plant here, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with that now. I'm actually going to plant that straight into the ground now in one of my raised beds, and hopefully now it'll actually grow into a nice plant. So I'm going to do a bit of moving now. Right. Put some gloves on. Just trying to get the camera dirty. Right, let's move these bad boys. Right, let's go. Yeah, boy.